Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Jay, and in this video, I'm going to do a quick review of Freightos.com. So if you're like me, you've been ordering Amazon FBA products or doing different research on Amazon FBA, trying to figure out the best way to get your product from China to the United States. So you're probably familiar with freight forwarders and trying to figure out how to, calculate shipping and these types of things. I'm going to cover one freight forwarding service called Freightos.com, which functions a lot like finding a hotel or a car service online. When I first started with my product, one of the first things that I asked my manufacturer is if they could provide shipping door to door from their warehouse in China or their facility in China to the FBA warehouse in the United States. And a lot of times the manufacturer will come back to you with a set number, but from there you might want to try to do a little bit of negotiating and see if there's any wiggle room in that price. As an example, with my second product that I had, my original quote for that product for a 600 plus pound order was about $1,000 for air shipping, but then the next day the manufacturer came back to me and said that was a mistake and that shipping would now be $8,400. $8,400. So when the supplier came back to me with a number that was 7 times higher than the original shipping quote, that's when you start to look into other shipping options yourself, and Freightos becomes a viable option. So what you need to do is just get the box dimensions from your manufacturer, the number of boxes, the total weight of those boxes or the weight per box, and the manufacturer's pickup location. Then when you're creating your Amazon FBA shipping plan, you should get the warehouse destination in the United States for your Amazon shipment. And that's when you go to Freightos.com, you enter your package dimensions, you enter the box weights, the number total, you enter the pickup location, you enter your warehouse location where the goods will be delivered to. Then you have to input the total value of the goods, maybe it's $2,000 or $5,000. Then you select a customs bond, whether you want that to be a one-time fee, which is usually anywhere from $50 to $75, or if you want to buy a one-time customs bond that's good for the next 12 months to use. So once you do those steps on Freightos.com, you hit that search button and you're going to see that everything comes up for air shipping, sea shipping, and you'll get some different quotes. And you'll also see that each supplier, each freight forwarding company also has a rating system next to their name. You might see a freight forwarder with a very low price, but they also might not have any reviews next to their name, and you may not want to go with somebody that has 0 reviews. So my quote from Freightos for that 600 plus pound order ended up being a little over $1,700 with taxes and all the fees applied. And then at the time I saw that Freightos also had a 5% discount code, so I emailed them about that and they took another $85 or $90 off that total. So at that point I went ahead, booked the shipping, paid my $1,700 plus, and then the entire process for shipping goes through. There's also a few documents you're gonna have to fill out and upload to Freightos.com. Once you make that purchase, you're gonna have to fill out a power of attorney form, which will be emailed to you from Freightos themselves. That form can vary depending on which freight forwarder you're dealing with, but it's pretty simple to fill out for the most part. You're also gonna have to upload an inventory list and an official purchase order from your manufacturer. Now, one thing that you need to be careful with Freightos, and one issue that I had was I booked my order 30 days before the goods were actually gonna be ready for pickup. And all I was really thinking was, hey, I'm early on this, 30 days out is more than enough time to get all of this sorted, and I want to get the shipping part of this taken care of right away. Unlike hotels or other things, Freightos has a policy where if you book too far in advance, they have the ability to change the price of the freight forwarder that you paid for if it's during a busier time of the season. Now, in terms of Freightos being able to change the price depending on the season, it totally makes sense to me. I was upset when it originally happened because I had a good quote locked in from a really good freight forwarder at a really good price. So when that happened, my concern was that I would not be able to find another freight forwarder, whether that was through Freightos or someone else, that would be able to match that price. Now, because of the situation, Freightos was cool enough to completely refund my money and charge it back on my credit card, pay that money back, and they did not assess any type of fee for me canceling their service. At that point, I decided to use another freight forwarder that was provided to me through Kevin David's course, and that freight forwarder ended up being cheaper. So I canceled my Freightos shipping, which was totally fine with them. I think normally they assess some type of penalty, but they did not assess that to me for canceling the shipping because of the entire situation and how everything had happened. So I thought it was pretty cool that they allowed me to cancel the shipping, didn't penalize me for it, would let me reach search on Freightos.com, and that if I didn't find something on Freightos.com, I was also free to pursue other freight forwarders on my own. The only other thing I didn't like about Freightos was the fact that my order was bounced around between probably 5 to 10 different customer service people. If I had a document that I needed to upload or a question about my order, it seemed like from day to day, I was dealing with a different customer service person. The only reason I didn't like dealing with a different person was you had a flow of conversation going with somebody, and then all of a sudden you're talking to a completely different customer service rep who might not be 100% on the same page that you are about your order, and you're not dealing with a small amount of money. In my case, I was dealing with a $1,700 shipping order, and then my product was more than twice that price as well. Being in the United States, oftentimes my emails from Freightos wouldn't be returned until the next day. I do think they're based out of England or London, and there's a time difference there of about 6 hours from where I am, or 6 or 7 hours, and that made a difference in terms of their response time to my questions or emails. Overall though, I do think number one, Freightos is an amazing way to check and see if your supplier is giving you way too high of a price for your shipping. You can go to Freightos.com, type in their location, the destination, the sizes and weights of the boxes, and you can get a quote back pretty quick, whether it's air shipping or sea shipping, and you can take that quote back to your supplier and say, hey, can you match this? Or can you, go lower than this price? At that point, your supplier is going to have to come back to you and do something for you to help make the situation easier for you to ship your goods. So overall, I 100% recommend Freightos.com. I think it's an excellent service. I think the company's only been in existence for a short period of time, so there's still some kinks to work out. But door-to-door freight shipping service for sea or air shipping, I totally recommend them. I think they're a fantastic company, and I enjoyed using the service. My next video, I'm going to do a complete review of Kevin David's Amazon FBA Ninja course. So if you want to see more videos just like this one in the future, smash that like and subscribe button below. I will be making much more content on Amazon FBA and other things as well. Continue to follow.